Candy Jageshar, the distraught mother of missing 21-year-old Thomas Vasquez, is pleading for answers as she grapples with the sudden disappearance of her son. Vasquez was last seen on a farm in Glanville, Antigua, where he worked during his most recent visit to the island. This is not the first time Vasquez has traveled to Antigua and Barbuda. He previously visited in 2024 following an invitation from a friend. For Candy Jageshar and many others affected, the search for Thomas Vasquez is not just about finding a missing person. It's about restoring peace and finding closure to a family torn apart by fear and uncertainty. His mother, Candy, recounted the last conversation she had with her son before he departed Trinidad for Antigua and Barbuda.
On the 13th of April, he called me and told me that he was going back to Antigua. He had come for 2 weeks, but he only spent one. And he called me and told me that he was going back to Antigua. So I told him already. He said yes. I said, okay. I said, well, just remember to be careful and to take care of yourself. He said, okay, Mom. He arrived in Antigua Monday, the 14th of April, probably around 9 or 10. Was picked up in the airport by his boss, Andre Solomon, and taken to the farm where he worked in Granville. However, that Sunday night when Thomas was in Trinidad, he lost his phone. So I assume that he would have probably contacted Solomon previously to let him know that he was arriving in Antigua and to pick him up. So he picked him up the Monday morning and took him back to the farm. The Monday night, he spent the night with his friends, and then he was taken. They dropped him back to the farm the Tuesday morning. It has been confirmed that 2 people saw him on the farm on Tuesday morning. And that was the day that he disappeared, on the 15th of April, 2025. What is also missing is his luggage. Thomas had a bright yellow, a blinding bright yellow, plasticky-like suitcase, a medium size, and a gray backpack. That and all is also missing.
Thomas reportedly worked on a marijuana farm, but his mother believed he was only growing vegetables. Candy stated that Thomas's boss assured her that her son was fine and would return, as he usually goes out with friends and comes back. However, many weeks later, Thomas has not yet returned. What is even more concerning, according to his mother, is that she received a strange phone call from his boss.
He said, Mom, let me tell you something. Tommy good, you know. Don't worry. Tommy just go with your friends and things, spend 3-4 days and things, and then come back. But Tommy good, don't worry. Tommy all right. That is the last thing he told me. Then a couple of days, probably about a week after, or probably 2 weeks after, he did call me from a very strange number. Not the one that I called him on the first time. He called me to let me know, in a kind of threatening kind of way, that if I don't stop talking about him, he is going to expose Thomas. I don't know what he meant by that. And that was it. I have never spoken to him again after that.
His mother expressed her confusion regarding her son's boss's comments, stating that, to her knowledge, her son has been involved in no illegal activities. Speaking of illegal activities, Prime Minister Gaston Brown suggested recently that the missing young man might have been involved in drug trafficking. Here's what the Prime Minister said.
But it is well known that this young man traveled here consistently by plane and then leave clandestinely by boat. Now, I will add here too that, look, I am sympathetic, I'm empathetic to the mother. Obviously, his mother is distraught. We hope that he's still alive. So nobody should take this to mean that I'm not sympathetic.
However, Candy took offense at the statement, arguing that the Prime Minister failed to take action.
How could you have this young man, according to you, peddling drugs and you did nothing about it? You didn't even set up a sting operation to catch him. So then whatever he's saying is either he knows what he is saying or he's just talking to the top of his head. And he really disturbed me. Really disturbed me. Under everything that was going on, he really did disturb me.
Another concerning issue regarding her son's disappearance is Candy's statement that the authorities in Antigua and Barbuda have not made the case a priority.
I think that Thomas's case should have been brought forward, reason being, or should have been given some priority, because Thomas is a foreigner in Antigua. Or we are Caribbean people, and I mean, if there was an Antiguan missing in Trinidad, believe you me, it would have been in the top of the headlines.
Candy states that she simply wants closure, struggling to accept that her son might be dead.
I really, really don't know. I don't want to think that Thomas is, you know what? I don't want to think that, because then I would have no hope. And I want to keep my hope alive. So I don't want to think that. I really don't want to. I have to keep my hope alive.
Thomas Vasquez is 6 foot tall, has brown skin, and has a chipped front tooth. He has 2 sisters and is his parents' only son. Candy is not the only one seeking closure about her missing son. In Antigua and Barbuda, her pain resonates with many who are left in the shadows of uncertainty. Each story is a haunting reminder of the fragility of life and the unresolved questions that linger when a loved one disappears. As they hold on to hope, some waiting for the return of their loved ones, others yearning for answers, one has to wonder, what does it mean to truly find closure? Is it the reunion we crave, or is it the peace that comes from understanding? In a world where answers often elude us, these families grapple with an unsettling truth. Sometimes closure is a journey, not a destination. This has been a production of Antigua.news. I am Shameen Big Charles.